What's her best friend's name? Where does she live?
Yeah, the two girls that were here, the redhead and the other dark-haired girl.
I've already called them. They haven't seen her.
Of course they haven't. Where do they live?
He goes inside and gets all that information and brings it back out.
Does your daughter have a car?
No.
Do they?
Does she have access to a? Does she have access to a car?
No, she has a bicycle. It's a 10-speed though.
Is it here?
He looks around for it. My God, it's missing.
Does your daughter have a phone, a cell phone?
No, she's only 18. What kind of parent would give their 18-year-old a cell phone? He says self-righteously.
You might, just with her going off to uni, you might have been worried about her. Give her a phone so she can call home.
Well, when she was going to leave, we were going to get her one as a university gift. He says defensively.
Of course. I mean, was she going to be staying in a dorm or living at home?
Well, it depends on which college she went to, he says.
Okay. Does she have a boyfriend?
No. She's too busy with her studies and stuff for that.
Could we have a quick look at her room in case there's an indication of who she might have gone to?
You might want to be careful if you go up there. I think there's some sort of wild animal or something. I heard it scratching around in there a little earlier.
I saw a raccoon in your tree.
Ooh. Right. He lets you into the room. It's pretty much just a normal girl who's really, really into soccer room. I'm sure that whoever is currently good at making the ball go into the nets posters are up there and shit. I'm not going to say Pele because that's way too dated even for this.
Have a quick look to see if there's like a obvious diary or anything.
No.
Desk or in the drawer.
No. You've got all the information on possible places and stuff like that, but the dad, who seems to really believe that she isn't at anybody's place because he called there and they said that she wasn't. He's like, my God, I don't know what could have happened.
Did your daughter find out about what you and your wife really do?
What do you mean?
That you're Russian spies. Did she find that out?
He gapes at you and his mouth makes weird fish things. No, he says.
So she didn't find out. Okay.
God, I hope not. He says.
You don't think she might have been concerned because you've lost your work and stuff that they may have pulled you back to Russia and she'd have to no longer go to university?
I don't think he's involved. He's too stupid for that.
He stares at her. Thank you, I guess. He says.
Anyway.
So what do we do now?
We go and try and find your daughter and make sure she's safe.
Yes, that's phenomenal. Cut to, it shows him like sitting in the back seat with the woman with no name making an empathy roll to know he's in great danger. He's scrunched as far away from her as he can go.
I go close to him.
He looks absolutely terrified.
So I'm just picturing this short black guy going, "Hi."
Yes. Yes. Terrifying for many, many reasons. Right. You guys go over to her best friend's house and give me spot hidden rolls.
Oh, look, there's the bike.
Yes. He says that before the headlights hit it, and then the headlights hit it. No problem. Yeah, the bike is there, but she's across the street at like a park, sitting on a swing. And the husband goes, "What?
You stay."
No, I'd rather get out," he says, looking at the.
Please, I suspect she's going through some emotional trauma at the moment.
Well, her father should be with her then, he says.
No.
But
As I said,
nobody
I
can
think-
understand a young girl's emotional trauma like their father, he says.
Anyway, stay here.
He really doesn't have any choice. Are you leaving Yana with him is my big question.
No.
I'll stay.
Oh,
I'll
no.
stay with them.
Oh,
You
actually-
guys go. Because
Oh,
I
I
have
was
to go to the
actually-
bathroom.
I was going to suggest the other way around. I was going to say you go talk to her, and we stay back, but nearby, because you're the woman.
I want to do.
And I just don't want to crowd her with the three of us because it may freak her. And you were the one she called.
Okay.
Right. It shows Doc Fulton heading over there, stumble briefly on the heel. God damn it, you're muttering. And, no problem. When you get closer, she looks at you and she says, I'm responsible. I killed my mother.
Why would you say that?
I got the letter from University of Chicago. I called my mom. I thought she'd be as thrilled as I was, but she sounded weird. She told me I had to go straight to the hotel. And when I got there, she told me I had to go to the college in D.C. And then she told me why. At first, I thought it was a joke, but it wasn't a joke. Everything my parents told me was a lie. She told me I couldn't tell my dad. I had to keep it between us and do exactly what she told me to do. She told me there was people out there who would hurt us. After college, I was supposed to get a job with the government. She had my whole life planned out. She wanted me to give up my whole life for a country I'd never even seen. I said no. I said we're going to play soccer. I told her I'd go to the police. But as I was leaving, she grabbed me. I was so freaked out, I just shoved her. I called her name a couple times, and she just laid there. And that's when Mr. Silver came in. He told me I was in a lot of trouble. He said unless I left right away, I was never going to see my dad again. I was afraid, and my dad's all I've got left, and I didn't know what to do. I went home. My dad didn't kill my mom. I did.
So you shoved her, she fell over and hit her head on the desk.
There was so much blood.
I just want to pop empathy right quick, make sure she's not lying to me. By quarter.
She seems freaking traumatized.
Okay. Okay, well, we can see what we can do about making this right.
Okay.
Why don't you come with me?
Okay.
I let her in like the whole head on shoulder, walking her across the street.
Oh, Dad. Right. So now there's three people in the back seat, and the dad is comforted to have his daughter there, creeped out to have the muscular black man. He's like, hi.
Who is not sitting between them.
Ah. Okay.
All right, back to the precinct.
You arrive back at the precinct and whatnot. Do you want everybody to have their own interrogation room type deal? They're not in heavy use right now. Or do you want to just put them in like the drunk tank and let them cool off? Or
Interesting one. She's pretty much said, well, what she says sounds plausible. The question is, did she mention, still not sure about the break on her mum's hand?
Well,
are you wanting to ask her about that? If so, are you want to ask her with the father there or in her own interrogation?
No.
You got it. Where do you want to put people?
Their own room. Each their own room.
Done. The one guy's still on suicide watch, and she shows the cop going, it's the same grinning cop. He's like, you still alive? The guy's like, I'm still alive. Please let me sleep. He's like, can't do that. Closes the door. Right. Okay, so what do you guys want? You guys are currently not in the interrogation room. Several other cops are in the observation room because they want to watch how you guys wrap up the case. They've heard such things about this investigative team. And several cops have notebooks out, ready to go and shit like that, just wanting to watch.
All right, so this is what I think happened: is that the daughter didn't kill her. The daughter just knocked her out. It was
Yeah.
Silver that killed her.
And she punched him.
That's why she's got the fountain pen.
Why would Silver kill her? Says the chief. Several people prepare to write.
No, because Silver's a handler.
Right, but I mean,
She wanted to cave. Her daughter wanted to become an American. She's an American the whole time.
Yeah.
She doesn't know that her parents are deep cover Russian agents. So
Mhm.
they're sleepers. So when they're going to put her into the government, because that's their big plan, but she's like, Mom, I don't want to do that. And Mom, of course, caved. And maybe Mom took her to the side and without Dad knowing was going to, make that happen so they can get away from the whole Russian spy thing. But the handler probably caught on that. And then because of that, he took her out. So when she called him to come, find out what was wrong with Mom, he actually ended up killing her later on, not actually the bump to the head.
Oh, so is that how she broke the finger then?
Let's ask.
And also, what's up with the fountain pen? I mean, there should have been ink everywhere, all over the thing, unless they keep empty fountain pens for reasons.
Maybe that's why he stuck her in a washer.
I had a ink run on my shirt before, and he couldn't wash that shit out.
The fountain pen is looks more likely it was a gift or something, so it hadn't been primed yet.
It did look like it was not new.
So if it's not new, either it has ink. It had ink in it that is. If we have they when the coroner went over the body, the clothes and stuff, did he blacklight anything? Did he blacklight it or anything like that?
No. Let me get him on the phone. There's ink. It only shows up under the black light. My God, says somebody else. Everybody makes notes. Well, this is just more and more confusing.
Invisible ink in the fountain pen trick.
Oh, says everybody making more notes. But how are we going to tie Silver to this death? He's not going to crack. He's a cool cucumber.
If the fountain pen is his, then there will be the matching ink in his office. We just get the warrant for it, either in his office or in his home. Because there was no indication of ink in the woman's office. And also, if we talk to the husband, and say to him that at this, and ask him about the ink, he's very protective of his daughter. I'm sure he will tell us where to find the ink to save his daughter. If he knows
why don't you go ahead and take care of that, because this is just baffling, he says.
Yeah.
So who do you want to ask what first?
I'll talk to the husband first about the fountain pen and the invisible ink.
Oh, yeah, my wife had a fountain pen full of invisible ink. Sorry.
That was your wife's pen, was it?
Yes. She always kept it on her.
Okay. Where's the ink bottle?
I don't know. Unfortunately, it was invisible ink. We were never able to find the bottle again.
All right, so it's your wife's fountain pen. Okay. So we check Silver's clothes.
Well, he's probably changed clothes in the last day or so, but
yeah, we'll get
plus he had that remarkably strong alibi.
Silver.
I'm guessing he does.
Yeah, we haven't asked him for his alibi.
Perfect.
Yet.
No, you don't even bother asking. No problem. Since you've got all this other evidence, they give you, just to quickly wrap this up, they give you a warrant for the guy's house, and they bring his old clothes, since you mentioned those, and on his clothes, they do find an interesting thing under the black light that looks like this. It's very bottom to the right.
Yeah, so she was alive.
Yep. And having said that, you guys quickly and neatly wrap that all up. And the police all do the applauding and cheering and whatnot. The State Department is then notified, and the guy who thought he was going to get traded, i.e. Silver, discovers he's not getting traded because when you are accused of murder, then you don't get traded for other spies. Do you guys have any preferences to what's done with the daughter and father?
I suspect that they, because of how protective the father is to the daughter, make a deal for the daughter to basically not get charged. I mean, she didn't kill the mother. It was a fight.
Yeah, they're
So-
happy to not even charge the father. They will have him. They will basically drain him like a
Yeah, I suspect to protect his daughter, and so his daughter can continue on living her American life.
America. Okay, so no problem. That gets wrapped up. The only problem is you guys are still in these fucking bodies. You're technically off work now. The police gave you some nice applause. The chief said, "See you tomorrow. Good work."
Mm-hmm.
He says, "Sanchez, do the thing." Sanchez goes, "Yes, boss." Right. Where do you guys want to go now?
Maybe we should go to our respective homes and go to sleep, and then wake up and see what happens.
Normally, we drive for a bit and go elsewhere, and we separate.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We take a drive down LSD.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before doing so,
Mhm.
is there anything you wish to hang on to or get hold of before we depart?
What we could do is we could find out like this information on the water rights, see if we can leverage that for money, and then we could put that money into an account that could be opened up here in Shermer for the other PCs.
Well, I've set up a post office box in Chicago, a large post office box, so we can send stuff to it.
Plus, it would take a while to find out who to contact and stuff about that relatively minor scandal.
Sure. Well, we could always leave that for Rasslin Rad. He might,
I'm more thinking the video of the magic meeting.
Well, that's for us to keep and hold on to and
Yeah,
cherish. Until
but we need
find
to.
these fuckers
But we
again.
can't. If we hang on to it when we move, when we drive, we won't have it. We need to put it
so
somewhere.
We can just get a post office box.
I've already got one. I've set one up already.
No problem. You guys get a copy of, or you just steal that part of the evidence and go put it in the post office box on its own happy thumb drive.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else, or is that good?
Anything else you wanted?
Nope.
You didn't want to ruin this short black man's life by
But I will,
getting the hooker to the house and then skinning her and
I can somebody because like here we will not be here long, so it will not be like easy.
Why do you encourage her like that, Pete? She was being
I wasn't
so
expecting her to do it because I'm being a little devil on her shoulder.
She's got enough devils on her shoulders. There's a fucking waiting line.
Now let's just go.
All right.
So you guys are currently driving along Lakeshore Drive, and who's wanting to do what? It doesn't seem to be working yet.
Yeah, we haven't actually done shadow walking yet, and we have to decide where we're shadow walking to.
That's a really good question. You guys are now on what we call free range.
Actually, there is something we could do. Well, all right. So last time I was in Sherma, well, not the last time, but one of the recent times I was in Sherma, we were in MIBS bodies.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Right.
And we witnessed a group from basically a group with high-tech weapons, as in non-standard time period, a car with anti-grav, took a box out of a warehouse. And while we couldn't work out what the box was, there was a couple of things about it. One was that the storage locker was for a doctor. Where is it? A Professor Agatha Wainsworth.
Hmm.
The only address we had there was a post office box. Now, since we're police officers with access to police resources, which we didn't have at the time because, we were MIBs, we couldn't exactly turn up to a police station and start using their PCs because we wouldn't have logons, etc. We could do further looking into it. We did a public search in the library and found that this person disappeared about 3 years ago, appeared in existence 5 years ago, and there was some genetic experiments going on. But with access to the police stuff, we might find a bit more about it. And find out what it was that these people took. They had a weird tattoo on them of like a circle, 3 circles with a line passing through them. And there was a disc, a small clear disc with very tiny print, orange Catholic Bible. And it had it talked about the Bostrom. The only reference we could find to Bostrom was a guy, someone Bostrom, who's got theories in regards to us living in a simulation.
Oh.
But yeah.
Hmm.
And the fact that, well, we've never encountered any religions, they've got something called the Orange Catholic Bible was a bit strange. And they had barcodes and data jack slots on the back of their necks. So whether or not they were related to the priests of Cyrenix or Sinrix or whatever it was called, the ones that captured Doras and cut them up and keep them alive, and that item that we were given for safekeeping.
I wasn't here in a long time, so I don't know anything.
No, this is old. This is old stuff. This is stuff that happened back at the halfway end.
I just forgot it, obviously.
That's all right. It was Doc and I were given the disc.
Okay.
And we were told to hold it for a year and a day or something.
Which has been more than.
Yeah, it's been more. That's right. But
not been approached by anybody for it either.
No, but these guys were similar to Lotus, the guy that I think it was Lotus, the guy that gave it to us in regards to the thing. But anyway, yeah, I was just thinking that since we're cops, before we leave the cops' bodies, see on the off chance, find out a bit more about this Professor Agatha Wainsworth to try and work out what the genetics stuff is they grabbed.
No problem. You guys do that. You are able to pull up her records. She is currently incarcerated in a maximum security cell. I'm not sure. It'd probably be in Southern Illinois, I think, is where they keep their max security.
Federal, it's downtown, MCC.
Oh, they keep federal prisoners downtown?
The Metropolitan Correctional Center.
Take your card, Chris. Okay, so it's not that far away. Cool.
It's a very nicely designed prison. I saw it from outside.
Yeah. You remember Dave?
Yeah.
Dave's dad was a guard there, and actually he became a captain, and he actually traveled to other prisons teaching them how to safely use weapons if need be, in case of riots and shit. His dad's a badass.
What happened to Dave?
He's more like his mom.
Oh, we're talking Dave who worked at a pet store for the entire time. Yes,
I'm gonna come game and then drive a fucking SUV into the bay.
Oh my god. Yeah.
On purpose or accidentally?
Oh no. There's a story here. Do you want to tell it, Chris?
So, my buddy Dave, like we had a like decked out, you know, black SUV, like it looked like it was like government issue, had all of our supplies and like fully stocked CSI repair kits, med kits, weapons, everything hidden too. Like it was like PCs. We spent some cash on this thing so we could go out and be badasses.
And a couple hours of game time.
Yeah. So like it had some kind of mechanical issue, like driving, hit something, you know how that goes. And like I was like, hey, you know, just, you know, we'll fix it driving into the bay.
It was next to a fucking repair garage at the time, too. Driving into the bay, it says.
You literally.
Uh-huh.
And we were in like San Francisco when he drove it into the San Francisco Bay.
Oh, yeah. There was a lot of staring followed by a lot of yelling from all the RPCs asking what the fuck is wrong with. He's like, you said to.
I'm assuming nobody else was in the vehicle with him.
No. Otherwise, they'd have fucking strangled him. I almost did it.
Where are you going?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So.
World of Pain. Awesome. So just get rid of everything.
Cool. That's easy.
Oh, and I've got.
Nobody has a note.
That Yana is lucky she didn't get. I actually don't have an insanity for drug and alcohol addiction anymore, so.
Yeah.
That was get rid of everything for everyone.
Yeah, World of Pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as the prison's brought up, it's just.
Why was she? Oh, damn it! I had major insight.
God damn.
Wow. Yeah, I had thief training.
Oh, far out. I've been hoping to get major insight.
Cool. You could leave it on top and hope.
Yeah.
Right. Apparently, she is in there for doing inhumane experiments on people.
Actually, can't be reclaimed from the discard pile.
Oh, I'd leave thief training on top then. So that's what she's in the prison for. And according to notes, there is no visitation allowed for some reason. It strikes you as a bit hinky.
Yeah, so is there anything about the court case, police record?
Sealed by the feds.
All right. So well, at least we know where she is now. Just can't get in to see her at this stage.
What if we went in and tried to, like, using our cop stuff, be like, hey, we wanted to talk to her. We think that, you know, she might have information about a cop killer. Because as soon as you say cop killer, people are like, whoa. And do we even have any money that we could even, like, bribe through if we could? Or no?
Whatever we can get, whatever these guys have in their bank accounts and on their credit cards.
So we either go the money route or go through the, hey, you know, the other way. I'm thinking the money might work better, but.
It's sealed by the feds, so it's pretty serious shit. Even if she's still there, the records were a couple years ago when she was put there and it was sealed and stuff. So you're not sure if she's still there because it's oddly quiet on her records after that.
Yeah, I suspect she's been moved.
Feds usually don't like to, yeah, you know.
All right.
She's in a black cell somewhere now.
Mm-hmm.
Quite possibly they Guantanamo'd her ass, yeah.
Yeah, it's potentially a that those green triangle situation.
Dun dun.
And that's where she's the whole inhumane experiments. That's why she's been disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm not sure if we're in a position. Oh, well, we got a bit more information. I don't know
You
if we're in
did?
a position to do anything with it, unfortunately. Yeah. Actually, we could potentially attempt to talk to the federal officer whose name's on the file, who was involved in the case, and maybe drop some words to indicate we're in the know and see if we get any reaction.
You could. You guys are super tired as you've been working a hard case all day.
Oh, we can go to bed and get up in the morning and try and. Anyway, so is there any names associated? Well, you're saying it's sealed by the feds, but is there any like the not
Nope.
the case officer, but that sort of thing?
Sealed. They
Yeah.
sealed this one up tighter than a tight thing.
So we don't even all right. So we don't even have a name of a federal officer we can try and get hold of.
Super sealed. I got it. The seals. Yeah, I got it. Except.
All right. Shall we?
Would you rather sleep in this stranger's place who may or may not have wife, kids, etc., or do the drive back to your palatial place that you could sleep?
So the question is, where do we shadow walk to?
Good question.
Well,
you do know a parking lot that's starting to form walking distance from the embassy. Everybody knows about it. They just set up a screen around it so they don't have to freak out.
That is if you've got the ability to shadow walk to a specific location.
That is the problem.
Yeah. Otherwise, we do things like we shadow walk to the village and then go across the green.
Pretty sure if you go to a village, you're going to end up sleeping there because Fulton's going to want to get in a quick 18. And by quick, I mean it'll take most of the day.
Apparently, Burlington's completely underwater now, and the people in Burlington are now sea monkeys, giant sea monkeys or something.
Does Yana know what the sea monkeys are?
I don't think I know what a sea monkey is.
Okay, cool.
I'm kidding.
It was the biggest marketing lie ever for children back in the fucking 50s to 80s.
Full-page ads in the back of comics and stuff about the sea monkeys, and it had them like with little faces, like they were little people.
Mm-hmm. They were fucking sea brine, which are like useless little fuckers instead. So yeah, it's a big lie by them. But yeah, where to drive to?
It depends what do we want to do, what is our like.
Well, I was thinking that if we want to take a quick break, because I gotta hit the restroom, if you guys can actually make it to the village, sleep there, then you could play a quick round of 18 holes while briefing Doc Fulton and Yana on what's been going on in their absence.
Mm-hmm.
While possibly either attempting to play golf yourself or caddying.
Yes, we could do that.
Plus, if you're playing golf if he's playing golf while you're briefing him, that'll give him the opportunity to break golf clubs in anger and shit from time to time in order to show his emotions more fully.
Or laugh about what's happened to Freddy.
I think we are all looking forward to that briefing. So
poor Freddy.
do we want to do that?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Everybody take 2, and then we'll try your roll to see if it can actually happen, or if you'll just be driving around Chicago going, "Where are we? Where's the golf course?" I feel better. I got to mess with Yana during that last case. The pride of the father. Oh, that's how you can tell when you're somebody's buddy, is when you ruthlessly fuck with them.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's how men are buddies. I know women are like supportive of each other and stuff, but that's way too alien.
I don't like that.
Yeah. So, well, okay. I should say women are to their each other's face often very supportive, and then it's like, oh, and she wore that. That's nice.
I don't know who women are.
Are all your friends guys and not girls, or most of them guys?
I think most of them were guys. I have some girlfriends too, but less, I guess.
No. Some famous comedian said that's why gay women are always very unhappy and gay men are super fabulous, because they get to hang out with a lot more men. So, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are going to be setting yourselves for the amazing briefing and shit. Assuming, Chris, are you going to be shadow walking the party or making someone else do it?
I can do it if no one else wants to.
Well, you know where you're going and all that, and golf is in the outing. So if you just want to make a simple roll, and then are you going to have Yana play golf as well? Yana? Oh,
Sure.
cool. Well, I figure everybody can get a free golfing roll in on this while the briefing's going on. Well, it looks like you're going to go to hell instead. I'm going to put you in some fucked up shit. Oh, I know where you're going. You might all die. Awkward. I wouldn't stick with that myself, but it's up to you. Save a pause now, spend 8 later.
But that's more fun.
Yeah, sure. You'll get to see Burlington. That's a better roll. Are you down to like 19 hero points now?
Yeah.
You didn't spend. Yeah, I know it's killing you. Killing you. How many overflow are you up to?
Just 125.
Okay. So you're still 25 away from your next happy place.
Mm-hmm.
Yana, how many overflow are you at?
I think like 50 something, 57.
So you already got your first cool power?
Yep.
Which one did you get?
Healing people.
I notice you use that all the time. Your skill in that must be super high.
I never used it.
I know.
But I get it like.
Okay. That's one of the neat things is just how many different fucking skills there are in this game. Do you guys want to make your golf rolls now to save time?
Yeah.
It's oh, by the way, in the village, it's a lovely day for golfing. Every day is a lovely day for golfing.
Oh, wow.
God damn. You are having the best golfing day of your life.
Ridiculous.
I don't think but I did go once, but I don't have the skill.
With that kind of roll Chris made, he may even knock your ball and his into the hole at one time. I don't know. Yeah. So, Pete, we are cutting straight to the village. I just need you to make a golf roll, assuming you're wanting to play golf with these guys.
Sure.
You're wishing now you had a fourth, but you know, you can play it in threes.
Of course. I've got a feeling. Oh, there it is. There you go.
God damn, you and Doc Fulton are having the best golf game ever. You're just watching, and Yana's like just divoting the shit out of the green, just like yeah. And right, both of you guys are getting like just amazingly low scores and shit. Yes, at last you found somebody worth playing and stuff. Although he's completely an amateur, he's giving you his very best game. So now, Pete, we'll turn it over to you for the briefing of Logan Happy Fun Time.
All right. So, a couple of things that have happened. We appeared in Gothic, and by we I mean myself, The Rock, and Freddie, and we heard fighting, and it was a guy in full armor with a shield with the rampant unicorn on it, fighting two women whose emblems was had a stag on it, and I think it was it green and yellow? I have to check my note. Anyway, he basically said something in. He was basically beating the shit out of him. He was in full plate. Their armor was a bit more patchmeal, blue and yellow. Basically, he then turned to us in English and said we were next. So I'm not sure if he recognised us or not. So we joined in the fray. Got him to a point where he surrendered. Freddy, unfortunately, seemed to be in some sort of berserker rage and killed the guy and then killed the squire. We found out that it was Benedict's son who he just killed.
Oh.
The woman, one of the women was still alive, the other one was dead. So she could speak a little bit of English. She was Stone of. She was basically from the Courts of Chaos. Stone of Helgram. I think. Where I keep getting the name wrong. Helgram. Yeah, Stone of House Helgram. So she basically disappeared for a while, came back with another guy who was Trevor of Helgram. He's given me a trump card for himself and thanked us for saving Stone. Since then, Freddy had somehow some squires of Benedict managed to find Freddy and turn up at the embassy. We don't know how they knew Freddy was the one who killed Benedict's son, nor do we know how they found us there. We suspect either someone was watching or someone's fed information. They even had a picture of Freddy as well. Basically, because apparently Benedict's son was a bit of a dick. Benedict was busy invading a couple of shadows. He just wanted Freddy's right hand. So, while this conversation was going on, the thing that has been living in Freddy's left eye said, "Shit, Benedict," and burst out of Freddy's eye and buggered off. So Freddy now has no eye, nor has he got a right hand anymore. Freddy's also got some sort of mark on him, some sort of pattern mark, which is how they may have found him. Somebody's put the mark on him. We went and spoke to Trevor of Hellstrom. He brought myself, Alex Kinley, and Freddy through to the Cause of Chaos. We mentioned the mark. They decided to go to another place. One of the mages there went to try and check it out, and his head almost exploded. So they were a bit freaked out by Freddy, and Freddy's not particularly wanted at the Courts of Chaos due to how he was acting when we first met Trevor. What else has been going on? The blue. So yes, there's that bit. There was blue guys that there were soldiers from some future place that had attacked the embassy looking for stuff. In Gary, we saw guys that looked like the same soldiers and had a chat to them. They're from a private military firm called Blackbriar, and after a bit of bribery, they basically told us they were hired by a guy by the name of Wicked Grave, who was a fixer. They'd looked into the fixer, and they showed us a photo. They gave us a photo of the fixer. There also was a guy who had hired him. It looks like someone with white dried clay all over him or something like that. They don't know what his name was. That's who hired him. And they showed us a picture of what they were after. And the object they were after was they didn't know what it was called, but I recognize it as the oscillation overthruster, the device that the Harlequin people were wanting. And I received a package. So we wondered whether or not that was what was installed in the UFO that the alternate version of Doc Fulton and Mildred were in, that Mildred and I had encountered a while ago. So we went. So Freddie, Alex, and I went to check out the cave where it was, and it wasn't there. It had been all cleaned up. And then when we got back to the embassy, there was a parcel waiting for me, which was the oscillation overthruster. Someone had delivered it to us. So that's some of the high points of what's been happening.
That's it.
That's all you're going to tell him? Really?
Well, I can't remember what else. Yeah, because you haven't been here for some. I can't remember what you haven't been around for. That's the problem.
Everything this season he hasn't pretty much been around for.
Yeah, I mean, because a lot of the stuff being doing has been in crime investigation. I've mentioned about the guys with the weird tattoo and the disc.
Give me a memory roll. If you make it, I'll message you something that you may or may not.
Part of the reason we helped out the women that were fighting Benedict's son is that we, how every so often we get flashes of images and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And sound and noises. So we had flashes of images, and one of the images was of Justice Swift with that emblem, which is partly why we helped him out.
Okay.
Because we saw Justice Swift with that emblem. There was also an image of Barber's pole with red stripes bleeding. There was like a cross which had an upside down triangle at the base of it and two curves either side of the plus symbol. No idea what that is. There you go, critical. I've told you about the MIBs and us there, and that disc, which I can show you. The guys that grabbed the object when we were MIBs, which had the barcodes on the back of the neck, they spoke Romanian in English, which was a bit strange. They were all clones. They had no hair. They wore black turtlenecks. They wore wigs. They had no eyebrows or hair. And we saw someone drive by in a car that looked like the Observer from Fringe. There's also... Oh, okay. I thought Doc was aware of that. Oh, okay. So are you aware of us having to create a new Logris?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought so. So some of the things I don't know, we did some research into it, and basically we need the Eye of the Unicorn. It's believed we need the Eye of the Unicorn to do it.
Because that's the antithesis of the Jewel of Judgment, correct?
That's right. Yeah. Basically, you need to be very good at shape shifting. Walking the Logris, if you have the pattern in you, would be as hard as creating a new pattern. Walking the Logris, it helps to be quite sane. Creating the Logris may need to be a bit crazy. And with everything going on, I mentioned to Trevor about the fact of there potentially needing to be a new Logris created because of the imbalance, because I'm assuming they're starting to see the effects. Just to see what his reaction was in that. And Alex thinks that Trevor has similarities to Merlin. There looks similarities to Merlin in him. And Merlin is currently the king of the Courts of Chaos.
Merlin is, or?
Yeah, Merlin is.
Yeah.
Merlin's ruling King's Chaos. Trevor, we believe, is like a lieutenant. He wasn't like the head of the Hellstrom clan, House of Hellstrom. He looks like he was lieutenant and stuff. But yes, I said to him about the fact of needing the unicorn eye to create it, etc. Partly because I thought, well, if somebody else does it, that means we don't have to worry about it. And the imbalance of the pattern and the Logris is affecting the Courts of Chaos just as much as it's going to affect us. So maybe they might do it.
Oh shit! Yep.
What else was there? Oh, there was I don't know if you know, there was a Dora spy who we looked into.
Spy for who?
We don't know. There was stuff planted. There was some colors planted. I can't remember if it was red and gold or something. We think to make it look like the spy worked for someone.
The message I typed to you is what you got with your crit.
Yeah. Yeah, and we did say to the guy at the house about there being another pattern on the assumption that they would have been seeing the effects of it. So, and we know
also,
that
during the golf game, Chris, you've hit the ball, it lands on the green, it's going right toward the 18th hole, and it goes and it rolls right over the 18th hole. Doesn't stop. It should have gone in. It was your big hole in one on a really complicated shot, and it just rolled right across the hole, and you're like a couple hundred meters away going, what the fuck? Something's up.
Okay. I'll go check it out.
That irritates the shit out of the dock because that would have been a hole in one. You guys head over to the 18th hole, and that's the reason because the entire hole is filled. It's filled with playing cards that are all the same. They're all the exact same card. It appears that somebody has gotten a shitload of decks and removed all the jokers and then put them into here. Like a lot of them. Strikes you as unusual.
I collect all the cards up. It's like a big stack of them.
Oh, yeah.
So when we were MIBs and we saw the guys, the symbol and the guys that were breaking into the place. Oh no, that's wrong notes.
I was using my glasses on them.
When we were MIBs, The Rock saw somebody that was dressed as the Joker on another warehouse roof. Heath Ledger Joker.
Mm.
We've encountered him at least twice more. He threw a blue paint bomb into a vehicle we were in, but we managed to get out before it exploded. And some guy wearing Kingsman's clothing, who I'm waiting to find out if they can tell me anything about it, ran up to the window of the warehouse saying that, McKay, you've got to wake up. You've got to wake up, come out of the coma. Or it'll be, and then his head exploded and the Joker had shot him in the head from the wall and then started shooting at Freddy.
We need to befriend the Joker. That will be the mission for this season.
Mm-hmm. And he dropped a gun, which was he dropped the gun over the wall and then went to jump over and jumped over the wrong side of the wall. So we got the gun and it was disguised to look like a 19th century gun, but it was a modern semi-auto rifle. Is one of the places in Guri, which is a sci-fi place, is Kingsman Tailors. So the guy had his clothing was made, so I took the jacket there to see if they could tell me anything about it, and they were looking into it for me.
Okay.